Lost Hearts in War. In 1943, as the world burned in the flames of World War II, love blossomed amidst the dirt and blood in a small village in southern France. Antoine, a young French soldier, and Elizabeth, a beautiful and kind-hearted girl from the same village, fell in love amidst the turmoil. Antoine always said that Elizabeth's gaze brought him peace and created a safe haven for him in the midst of war. But fate was cruel. Antoine was called to the front lines and had to leave Elizabeth behind. They vowed to reunite after the war. With a heart full of hope and love, Antoine went to the battlefield, while Elizabeth prayed every day for his safety and return. Antoine fought relentlessly on the eastern fronts. Days passed quickly, and every day fewer and fewer of his friends and comrades remained. But the thought of Elizabeth and the promise he made to her gave him the strength to endure the hardships. He wrote many letters to Elizabeth, but received no response. Meanwhile, Elizabeth was busy with her daily chores in their small village, but her heart was always with Antoine. She visited the post office every day, hoping to receive a letter from Antoine. Weeks and months passed, but no letters arrived. Elizabeth felt something was wrong, but never lost hope. In one of the fierce battles, Antoine and his unit were surrounded by the enemy. He was wounded and fell unconscious. When he regained consciousness, he found himself in a military hospital. There was no news of his friends, and he didn't know what had happened to them. While his body healed, his mind was preoccupied with Elizabeth and the promise he had made to her. After months, Antoine was discharged from the hospital and decided to return to his village. The journey was long and fraught with dangers, but love for Elizabeth drove him forward. Finally, with a wounded body and a weary spirit, he reached the village. But when he arrived at Elizabeth's home, he found that she was no longer there. Antoine learned that Elizabeth had gone to the city searching for news about him. He decided to follow her and set out for the city with a heart full of hope and fear. During his journey, Antoine met many others who had lost loved ones to the war and heard countless heartbreaking and inspiring stories. After months of searching, Antoine finally found Elizabeth in an old church, praying. Without hesitation, he ran to her and embraced her. Tears of joy streamed down both their faces. Elizabeth told Antoine that she had never lost hope and always believed in his return. Antoine and Elizabeth decided to leave the past behind and start a new life together. They returned to their village and built a new home amidst the ruins. Their love was stronger than ever, and now, with the lessons they had learned from the war, they appreciated each other even more. Years passed, and Antoine and Elizabeth lived together, raising a large family. Their love and devotion became an inspiration to many young people in the village. Their story was passed down from generation to generation and recorded in the village's history as an example of true love and loyalty. War might have temporarily lost their hearts, but their love was stronger than any battle and ultimately reunited them